doing my first live recording on YouTube. I got the app on my phone. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try it. So for those of you who watch me later and you're wondering, okay, what's she doing? I am trying to record some live video for YouTube. Just so you guys know, I am and I have been recording some live readings over on my Instagram. So if you are new to my channel or want to check out more live recordings, I have been doing these live readings over on Instagram. Also, now would be a great time to donate. I am not able to monetize my videos at all right now because I took time off from YouTube, and basically there's really no way for me to do that right now. I'm not getting the amount of views on my channel that I once did. So please like and share and subscribe and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to do some live recordings because and try it because it's possible, and because I have the time right now. I'm in between jobs. I've been looking for a full-time job since September, and oh, hi Tiffany, how's it going? So it's been kind of a rough ride, and yeah, I'm just doing the best that I can with it, and for those of you who have watched me for a really long time and have asked me why have I not done my horoscopes, it's because my tablet is toast. It doesn't have the memory anymore, and it's just one of those things that's it's done, and I don't have the memory on my phone to record like really long videos. So but I've been doing these live ones, and I hope these live ones make a difference for someone who's watching. And yeah, thank you so much for being loyal fans and subscribers for so long. So many people have been watching me for a really long time. So today I really want to kind of just take a moment and pull one of the life path archetypes and talk a little bit about that. This is going to be kind of a short live clip, and I'm going to come back maybe a little bit. This is kind of like a test to see how this goes and how this works. So let's see what we've got. And my archetypes, just so you guys know, are basically, I started to notice people's like direction in life. People were asking me a lot about the direction in life, and I was starting to notice that for some people there was a lot of things that were unexpected. They had this kind of winding road where there was going to be a lot of surprises, and then for other people there were these, like, nothing was going to change. No matter what I did, no matter what they did, it was going to be where things were more set. And so I started to notice these archetypes. And I typed them up and printed them out, and I pulled one here. And the one that I pulled is actually one of my favorite paths. This is the Retriever path. At the top it says Retriever. And this is about dogs specifically, people having a strong connection to animals and to pets and to dogs. You may have a retriever. You may connect very much with animals. A lot of people have a special pet, and it's so funny. I look out and there's a girl walking her retriever. So it's very timely that I'm recording this. My life was influenced very much by this dog who actually recently passed away, and he was like a retriever spaniel mix, and he honestly has saved my life. He saved my life several times. I went through a rough patch, and he was there for me, and really more so, he showed up more so than any other person. So I will always have a special place in my heart for that dog, and for people who have a strong connection to pets. I don't think before him I really understood the connection. Some dogs, you bond very closely with, and others it's not as close, and it just depends on the dog and the soul of that dog. And that dog, for me, changed my life. That dog was really special to me. So yeah, this is going through a lot, and needing pets, needing the needing, for some of you, it is a cat, but to me, this is more of the connection to a dog. Um, when I talk about these archetypes, I talk about being on a path that to me, your path may include pets, or you may have a special connection to pets, but to me, the path itself is more like about loyalty. It's about showing up. It's about maybe needing to develop new friendships. Also, to me, this is about healing in some way too, because for me, the dog was healing for me. The dog was special to me. And so to me, this is about healing any kind of like childhood issues, childhood wounds, looking back at the past and being like, okay, how can I learn from those experiences? This is also about wanting a relationship really badly, or wanting a relationship because you didn't get the love and attention that you wanted as a child, and kind of over identifying with the relationships in your life, or having a lot of like holes in your life where that need filling, spaces or wounds that need care and filling because of past issues. But the hard part about this path, really the hardest part about this path, is that we don't always really fully understand the different types of love. And because if we're in a place of desperation, only wanting, say, a romantic relationship, or only wanting our needs to be met in a certain way, this is the kind of person that's like, okay, I'll go out and I'll date, but he has to or she has to be XYZ, and everybody has their Mr. or Mrs. Right, in their head of who they are going to be, what they look like, what kind of car they drive. I mean, this is like, people go crazy about like a checklist. And the thing about this path is that if you're going to meet a romantic partner on this path, they're going to be nothing like what you're expecting. And they're going to, and anybody on this path is going to really be learning about the different types of love that there are, It's going to be different types of love. So like, you're going to be learning about unconditional love. You're going to be learning about romantic love. You're going to be learning about friendship love. You're going to be learning about family love. You're going to be learning about all different types of love. And it's about being open to love in, unexpected ways, being open to love no matter where it comes from, like in whatever form that comes in. Because for me, when I was on this, my retriever path, I, at that time, had wanted a relationship since the time I was 2. I mean, I had wanted a romantic partner for so long. But I don't think at that time I really knew what love was. And so to me, this is about learning what love really is, and understanding the different types of love, and being open to love from, say, a dog, or say a plant, or say someone that you meet that's not your type, So that's what that path is about. It's about love coming in many forms. It's about the unexpected person that shows up in your life that's loving and supportive, that you're maybe taking for granted too, because we take things for granted. So maybe there's a person or something in your life that you're taking it for granted. Something. I don't know what that would be. You can always, I don't know if there's comments, if you guys can comment, if I'm able to see them here. But it's about taking things for granted. I want to check my audio really quick. Sorry guys. I just need to check, make sure my audio is good. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So, Okay, I am going to pull some cards. This is how I was reading over on Instagram. I pulled kind of a mix between like these life path archetypes and some cards from some of my other decks. So that's what I'm going to do here for you guys. Um, and bear with me because I'm holding the camera. I don't have equipment. I don't have a camera for those of you who are just watching. This would be a great time to donate. If you want to donate to my channel, you can always donate. Let's see. Hang on one second. I got a notice here. Daphne. I don't know what that was. I'm not sure what this question is about. I'm not sure about the comment of the question. I don't really understand the question. I'm sorry. Someone was asking me a specific question. In these live readings, you can ask me specific questions, but I may or may not answer them because there's going to be so many people that are going to actually end up watching this later in time. So it's not fair to them if I go too far into specifics. I also am making a living from my private readings at this time. So anybody who wants to get a private reading at this time can afford to do it. Even just the 30 minutes. 30 minutes is $75, and I'd love to book more readings. I wish that I could book more readings. But let me pull some cards. I want to see what else other messages want to come through. There is this, some of you are to me kind of going through a rough patch, which is interesting. It makes sense why we're getting this retriever path here, because there's a couple of cards coming out that talk about letting go of the old and embracing the new, facing obstacles and struggling. I feel like some of you, it's short-lived problems, but some of you, it may feel like they're longer term. Like for some people, I'm seeing like they have like longer term issues where things that might have started off as shorter term have become longer term. Like for me, it started off as a shorter term issue with my looking for full-time work, and then it just became a longer term issue. And regardless of how much effort I'm putting into applying and interviews and all that stuff. So, it could be something like that, Some of you want to know the future, like you want to know your future, but at the same time, you're either scared of the answers that I'm going to give you, or you're scared of the outcomes, or you're scared that, or you're scared you're not going to like what I have to say. Like you're not going to like, and it's possible that you won't like the answer. It's possible. But also for some of you, it's possible too that you're, in some way, I always tell people, if you don't want to know the answer, then if you're not open to whatever answer there is, then you're trying to control things, and it's probably best that you don't ask. Because when you ask a psychic something, there's going to be an answer. There's going to be an answer, and whether it's what you want to hear or whether it's something you don't want to hear, some people aren't empowered to live their own life. And I'm here to tell you that you need to be empowered no matter what anybody says to live your own life, psychic or not. Like, I'm going to be honest here. Like this is my dad's shirt, my dad who passed. Okay. I am not I thought about wearing this shirt before I came on here. I was like, what are they going to be like? What is she wearing? But I don't care. I really just don't care. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. I actually was going to wear my Gypsy Rose Love dress. I have this dress, but I've been trying to wear it. I can't figure out how to wear it correctly or where to wear it to. I was going to wear that dress, but then I was like, no, I'm just going to wear my dad's shirt because I feel most comfortable in my dad's clothes. And it's the only way for me to get over the fact that he's no longer here. So I wear my dad's clothes and I don't care what anybody has to say. If a psychic came along and told me that I shouldn't be wearing my dad's clothes, I would give them the finger and live my life. And that's my point. Is like, regardless of what anybody tells you, you have to live your life. If you feel comfortable doing something, then do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, then don't do it. So this is like something that I'm seeing with a lot of people actually recently. Recently, this is the issue, okay? And I want to talk about this really quickly because this may apply to you. It came up a little bit yesterday in my live reading that I did on Instagram. And the message over there was listen to your intuition and red flags and stuff. I think people are not empowered to make a decision. There's this lack of confidence in their decision making. Like there's this lack of follow through. So let's just say hypothetically, a psychic told you not to do something. You would either resist it, try to control it, or it would really throw you for a loop. You would actually think that maybe what you were doing or what maybe the path that you were on or what your decision wasn't the correct decision. And the thing is that everybody at this time, no matter who you are, absolutely needs to believe in their own ability to make a decision. And everybody needs to get really good at decision making. Because it's going to become harder in the future. There's going to be a lot more, the word control and sorrow and sadness and pain. And if we don't start making decisions, based on, our callings, our hearts, our intuition, our just fully understanding what's best for us and doing what's best for us, then how are we going to possibly move through a really tough time? Because we're not going to be able to move. We're going to be paralyzed in indecision. We're going to be constantly seeking outside influences to make our decision for us. And I honestly think that at this time, people are in a state of somewhat of confusion. Like they don't know what's right anymore. They don't know how to make the decision for themselves. They're scared about what other people think. And that to me is like that's why I'm doing this video. That's the message of this whole video. So if you're watching this later in time, you can come back and rewind just a little bit, listen to that again. Because to me, it's everybody's going to go into this period of time of what I think of as like the deer in the headlights. The deer in the headlights really is like paralyzed. They don't know what the hell is going on. And somehow what they need to do is they need to get out of there. But those few seconds where they're paralyzed and indecision is the few seconds that could cost them their life. And so it's, that is what this whole thing is about. For some of you, you're going to be going through a time of making some very hard choices. That's what I'm seeing. Very hard choices. Some of you, there's some cheating involved, love triangles involved. Some of you, there's just a lot of bills, bills piling up, maybe not being able to pay your bills. Like there's a lot of people this time that have this issue. So you are definitely not alone in this issue. I do encourage you. There are people over on Twitter and I've seen them post, and I myself have posted, what their needs are. Post what your needs are. Say, okay, this is my Cash App. What's the no thanks? Tiffany? I'm not sure what that comment is. I can't really address that comment because I don't know what that was about. But where was I don't know where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so we basically posting what your needs are. If you need something done, maybe with your car, if you need something done. Oh, I see, Tiffany, you were saying no more problems. Yeah, it's hard in life to get out of periods of time where it's constant. Where there's a constant underlying issue of some kind. Like last summer, like last summer, there was this constant heat that I was dealing with without AC. It was a constant thing with my car. There was some health things that I had to get done. And it was just like the trifecta of the three of those things. And it was like months. It was months where I was trying to get through that time. And so some people, they go through long periods of time where they're trying just to get through their time. They're just trying to make it through somehow. Um, okay, so you guys got the Hanged Man in my Mars side deck, and the Hanged Man is not my favorite, okay? I'm not a big fan of this card. Let me look at it for a second. Let me see. I am not a fan because to me this is about loss of some kind, having to let go of something of some kind. And it's learning what's most important because when you let go of something, yeah, there's something about loss here. This is also about having to pay like a heavy load of karmic debts, moving and job loss, or a lot of change, or the combination of job loss or moving, or, to me, this is about giving up control, but it's also about learning about being in flow. And to me, this is also about, waiting on, the will of heaven or the will of higher power to kind of transform things in a way that's going to make things better. It's really hard for me to address this because this is like, there's multiple people that are watching. To me, it's a financial thing, could be for some of you. This is so weird. Okay. For some of you, there's going to be money that's unexpected that's coming to you. And maybe that's what you're waiting on. For some of you, there is something about controlling finances so much that it's causing a period of stagnation, or there's something about waiting on finances here. This is about surrendering, but it's also about stagnation or waiting of some kind. I'm just going to pull some other cards to see what I get here. Yeah, we got the Ten of Wands. Sorry, we got the Ten of Wands, which is to me about carrying a heavy burden, heavy load, taking on other people's problems too, or trying to manage, multiple houses, multiple properties, or just multiple responsibilities. Like for some of you, it's making sure everything is done, taking care of your business, but it's just like there's a lot of responsibilities and your plate is very full. Going back to the heavy load of karmic debt. Okay, karmic debt. Karmic debt usually includes some form of loss for karmic debt. I don't know where to go on that one. I'm gonna let it slide for right now because I don't know where the loss is going to hit. For some of you, it's a job loss or getting laid off, or maybe this is a partner. This is getting laid off. For some of you, the karmic debt has to do with actually relationships. And for some of you, there's some hurt, or some loss that happened, which maybe was karmic in nature with regards to a relationship. And some of you might be in like a no contact or pause situation. I do want to record a video, and I did mention this yesterday. I want to record a no contact, like pause reading, but I probably won't do that one live. I'll probably just record that. It'll be probably short, pick a card reading. Um, there might be some rekindling of a relationship where you were in a no con. I say that, I don't want to do a second one. There might be some kind of rekindling of things. If you're in a no contact, there may be some offer of some kind. I feel like there is. I'm seeing an offer come through because we have the Six of Wands, and he is holding out his hand here. So this to me could be a new job offer for some of you if you've been waiting on a job. Yeah, I do feel like for those of you who are wanting someone to come back, I feel like so there is some element of coming, someone coming back into your life. Does anybody have any questions? This is a good time to ask me questions. Because it's hard to have a direction when I'm looking at general energies. It's funny, there is going to be something about, okay, so there might be some element of graduating, of completing things. Tiffany, I see your comments, but it's not, I'm not able to, because there's 5 people in here, I'm not able to read for you specifically, so I'm sorry about that. I guess, if somebody had a question, because your comment is not really in the form of a question, so I'm not really able to answer it. It's not, it's unfortunate because I just can't really ask. Oh, hey, Thomas. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Aw, Thomas, you're always so sweet to me. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so when I was talking about graduation, switching to a new life path, it's so funny because to me, the retriever path is one of the better paths. I mean, to me, it's one of my favorite life paths. So maybe you're switching to that. Maybe that's where you're trying to get to, I do feel, yes, I do see the new job, going back to that new job. There is going back to the confusion. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of confusion. Someone who's watching does have some creative abilities, some like artistic skills, and that might be something that you're pursuing in some way. Some of you, okay, so I have my own deck and I'm pulling some cards from there, so these are going to be more fragmented things that I'm seeing. Okay, so like one of them I'm seeing there's someone who is also into astrology who's going to be watching this later in time. But a lot of people on my channel are into astrology. I'm into astrology. So, but to me, the card is also about being open to new opportunities, being more social, and actually going outside and connecting to source, connecting to the stars, looking up, being more positive. Having things to look forward to. That's very important right now at this time. If those of you who are in a relationship, you have the card about toxicity and it being unhealthy and it being a state of emergency where you need to actually leave. Some of you, that is the deal. Some of you, I pulled a card which is really, really endearing. It's a card about an older soul, like an ascended master, somebody who's watching that has come a long way, is one of the older souls. And the old souls get challenged. There's 3 factors that challenge the old souls. And you might not be an old soul, or resonate as an old soul, but you may have these challenges. Okay, so the 3 challenges for the older souls, and for some people is with fate. Okay, it has to do with fate, things that are fated. And the three factors of fate are time, distance, and journeying. So usually older souls have had to face some kind of issue with time, some kind of issue with distance, and some kind of issue with making a journey and understanding the process and understanding the repetition in the whole karmic cycle and understanding their part, playing their role, some way, somehow, having to make changes. And again, this is interesting because it goes back to what I was saying before about that hanged man. That hanged man is coming to me. It's like dangling by a thread, and the reason he's dangling by a thread is because he's had to deal, or she has had to deal with these three factors: time, maybe not having enough time, maybe not being able to utilize time, maybe running out of time for some people, distance, not always being in a physical location that helps you feel connected to other people. Sometimes this has to do with isolation, feeling isolated, feeling like apart from other people. And the thing about the journey that is really, really hard is it's the journey aspect makes it so that it seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. That it seems like it's going to go on forever. That there's just a lot of pain and suffering and sacrifice that's involved. And going back to that hanged man, to me that is about sacrifice. To me that's the Pisces energy. I feel like there's a strong Pisces energy here. You may not have planets in Pisces, but to me there's that. To me, the Pisces is at the end of the wheel, right? Of the zodiac. Pisces is the end. Pisces is what we're all kind of going towards. And Pisces is about trying to get there. You know what I mean? Like really trying hard to get there. And Pisces is to me about sacrifice. And so there are these elements here that have to do with sacrifice, that have to do with making hard choices, making sacrifices that may be very painful. And the message is that great rewards, and this is really hard to read, great rewards come from much sacrifice, usually. And a lot of times we don't even see the rewards at first, I want to tell this story because of what happened yesterday, because because sometimes in time we get ourselves into situations which may be frustrating or painful, but later it's later where we have a little bit of distance, where we have a little perspective in time, things change. And there's some kind of reward. So like I was talking to this man at the community garden that I go to yesterday, and they're trying to clean up the mess because there's all these homeless people that have moved in there that are living there. And thank you, Evelyn. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it so much. So I went down to this garden and to check on my plants and my plots and all that stuff. And I think in the UK they call them allotments. So I have a little, allotment there, and they're trying to clean up, and all that he needed was some trash bags. So I went back yesterday and I brought him some trash bags. And he and I were talking about stuff that's weighing kind of heavily on me recently. And I basically told him that I've been going through these exit points, and I keep seeing this door, the portal, the door that you see before you die, and I keep seeing that. And I told him that I didn't think that I was going to, to make it, and he, after I gave him these trash bags, I told him, I was like, I'm still alive. And he said to me, he was like, good. He said, good. That's good. And the funny thing is that in that moment, there was some level of reward for feeling, for connecting to him and having that conversation. And I felt like, it sounds so silly, but it came from someone who you wouldn't expect, it at all. And that to me, that was a huge reward. I felt it was, I don't know, I can't really explain it. Like I don't think I was expecting him to really care that much. I think we don't give people credit sometimes, and I don't think that I was expecting him to really even care if I was there or not, regardless of the trash bags or not. And the fact that he said that it was good, that I had made it, was really endearing to me. There was something incredibly special about him saying that. Oh, thanks, Sapphire Song. Appreciate it. And so I think that the hardest part about all of this is that we think that, when we make sacrifices and we do things, we don't really expect the rewards, and we don't really understand what the rewards are going to look like later. But usually they look pretty freaking cool later on. And it was really freaking cool that this man who's has a really rough life, like, why should he even care if I'm even there? He's got this really hard life, and I get to come home every day to an apartment, and I don't know, it just was the most endearing thing it was the nicest thing anybody has ever said to me. And it was just one word. It was a reward. I think for me, it was a reward. And here I am crying live on YouTube and talking about this, but it's just, yeah, Thomas, that's exactly it. We need to take care of each other. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just we don't appreciate things until later. We don't see things clearly until later. We don't understand what reward, like people aren't motivated a lot of times unless there's something in it for them, They're just not. And see, yeah, it's that person who smiles at you, or yeah, like there was this group of musicians that were playing on the corner downtown here in Ellensburg, and this was like a while ago. You have one, by the way. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Thomas, but I was helping out this band, I think I gave them $20. It's interesting, Thomas, that you may remind me. I gave them $20, and they were talking about I overheard them trying to get to Oregon, and I was like, here, so this could help you guys get back on the road, get enough gas just to get there, and on my nose is I'm live on YouTube, and my nose is sorry. So so I was talking about the story about this group of musicians that I gave these $20 to, and that they were so like floored and so grateful and so like overwhelmed that it was just a reward. To me, it was rewarding to see them get so excited and be like really shocked, because obviously they're on the street corner and they're making $1 at a time, probably, Thank you, Thomas. So sweet. So I pulled another card. We gotta get back on track here. I don't know. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we got to get back on track. It says my card about, and I wrote this a really long time ago. I said, discovering the art of good decision making. And I think I would have done a video. Oh, that's very sweet, Thomas. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read you the list of good decision making. Okay, the list of things that are qualities of good decision making, and hopefully this will help someone. Okay, a good decision involves no risk, is made relatively quickly but not too fast, is inexpensive and does not include large sums of money, uses your intuition or gut, listens to your guides, is easy, no hemming and hawing, leaves you feeling good, no buyer's remorse. It does not involve breaking up, getting back with an ex or a circular pattern. Pisces does not involve the media or the police. Does not involve an attorney unless the divorce is needed. Does not involve procrastination, excuses, taking on other people's responsibilities. It does not involve bad moral conduct or ethics. It does not involve hurting someone else. And I should add physically or emotionally or mentally. Someone here or someone that's watching has some codependency issues, which or some maybe a history with having very dramatic things that happen in relationships. And some of you, it's needing to bring the curtain down on a relationship that has these dramatic elements. My aunt once said, and she's since passed, that it's when you bring the curtain down, it's really saying, okay, the show is over. It's like that Rihanna song, you know? The show is over, and it needs to, everybody can go home now. You know what I mean? Like, it just needs to stop. Like, there's something in a relationship or something that someone is watching that there, it involves some dependency. It involves elements of the cycle of violence, elements of a cycle or circular pattern which can lead to violence or lead to drama in a very unhealthy way. It's like my aunt said, bring the curtain down when I was stuck on, I think, a person that was not healthy for me. And I couldn't get past it. Even though it was unhealthy, I did it anyways. And here's the hard part is that we all do this. We all do things that we do anyways. And the karma, okay, so there's karma with lessons. So karma with lessons is breaking patterns, like learning what not to do and then not doing it, basically. Like if you guys are facing the same obstacles, or if there's something that you're facing, to me, there's a karmic pattern here where you need to do what you did not do the last time. Like something needs to be different. And like, okay, so my little card here, you see there's this circle here, and then there's this circle with a little heart here. And to me, the circle with the little heart is, to me, that's breaking a pattern. It's making, in some ways, this could be like a fork in the road for some of you. I wouldn't be surprised if I pulled that life path archetype, where you're on this path and you're coming to the fork in the road, and you need to take a right or a left and be like, okay, I'm not going to go back the way I came and do it all the same. Some of you, there's an element of like wanting to run away, to get away, or a need to like get away or get out of a situation or get out of a place. And it's important everybody kind of leave. Okay, so when I say leave, I mean physically leave a space that's unhealthy to get clarity. And sometimes people like, I don't know, like I've been into a lot of different people's houses, whether to clean their house or whether to go over for a friend or, to go look at apartments. And the thing that I notice about most people's homes is that there's this energy of stuckness. There's this energy of like, it feels very heavy. It feels like really hard to move around in that space. It feels either dirty or it like needs to be vacuumed, or it's just like there's too many pets or too many kids or too much chaos and there's shit everywhere. And it just feels like there's not a lot of movement. And when there is movement, it's very painful. I don't know, like I felt this like too, this energy where I went to go stay. I remember actually something had happened when I was a teenager, and I went to go temporarily stay for a few hours with my aunt. And her house had a lot of emotional pain. Like my uncle wouldn't allow her to go out, wouldn't allow her to leave. Like everything was very controlled. So to me, I'm picking up like a controlled element where everything you do is under scrutiny, or everything that happens in a space is under some level of scrutiny. It's not like there's this healthy flow of, okay, this is what we're going to do today, or like there might be, but it feels very, very like you need a permission slip just to go outside. That's what it feels like. Um, Most people just need love. But some people are in some level of like their house, their space, you know, yeah, people that, have these spaces. It's just the spaces that they live in. It's just so low vibration. It's just like so toxic. I don't know. Some of you need to be outside more with trees and like the four elements here, so spending out time in nature, being by the water, lighting some candles, lighting a fire, um, being hugged, being kissed, having physical touch, and also having some spiritual healing. This whole reading is about healing. This whole reading today is about healing. It's about healing the past. It's about understanding what you can do to heal yourself. And there's something about things turning around. What's that song? And I've sang it before. Turn the beat around. Da, 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 da. Come on, you guys. You know what song I'm talking about. What song is that? Who sings that song? Somebody who's like a music person knows what song that is. Turn the beat around. Da, 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 da. Things can turn around. Things can change. Um, I don't know. There is someone here that's going to be starting a new business or is going to be working on their business, and having more success in their business. Okay, so I see that. Someone's going, that's listening, is very business focused, yeah. Like, and some of you that may end up starting your own business may start small, and then build up from there. I'm getting a tingle on that. So, I definitely, yeah, there's it. Come on, guys. Someone here has to know what song I'm talking about. And I can't look it up right now. I have no way of looking it up. But, yeah. And everybody talks about divine timing. Oh, that's it. Gloria Estefan. Yes, that's it. Thank you. She sings that song. Yeah. I get music like my favorite. Okay, so there's another one that comes to me. Everything's gonna be all right. It takes two to be out of sight. What is that? Everything's gonna be all right. I get that song, and actually, literally, it's very literal because every time I hear that song, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be all right. Something's gonna come through, and it's gonna be all right. I didn't get that today. I got the turn the beat around. So there's something about things turning around, things changing. If you've been in a space of like hopelessness or despair, or like things can't change, or that things can't turn around, there's going to be some divine intervention. And for some of you, you just immediately like your guides. You know, someone needs to ass kick my guides. You know, like what the fuck's going on? And how lately, I don't say it too loudly in this apartment because I got people around me. You know, they're gonna be like, "What is she talking about?" But like, I get into my car, I'm like, "Where the fuck are my guides? Where the fuck are my clients? Where is the help from the universe? What the fuck is going on here?" Like, that is literally me. No one else does that but me. Can somebody please ass kick my guides? Can somebody please kick this shit into high gear? Because I'm trying. I'm trying real hard. And that's what I do. I just let them have it. I rip them a new one. And the following day, this is the part that I find funny. The following day is that something comes through, and it makes me feel really guilty that I yelled at my guys in the first place. Because something comes through and it's like, oh, okay. You knew that was coming, which is why nothing was happening today, but it was on schedule to happen tomorrow. Just so you know, okay, so that does remind me of the schedule. Okay, what I call the schedule, I think of the schedule and timelines. And some things in time are meant to happen later, but then we want them to happen now. And that's when the trouble begins, because when you jump timelines or you jump time on the timeline, then then there are things that are missing. Yeah, they need to leap it. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about jumping timelines. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's exactly it. Hang on one second. Let me see like the comments. Live chat. Just a minute. I have to look at the live chat. Okay, it said it takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of. That's the song. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. And hang on. Oh, thanks, Thomas. Appreciate you watching. You're saying Sapphire Song was saying we need to leap it. The thing is okay. We can't. Sometimes we want things to really badly. We just do. That's just how it goes. Like we want things to happen in our time, in our way. Like now. Like, I say this all the time. The time is now. And I snap my fingers. I'm like, the time is freaking now. Like, what the hell? And then nothing happens. Nothing. And I drown in silence. I drown. And I go, what the fuck is happening? There's nothing happening. And that's when I go for a little drive in my car and yell at my guides. And then the following day or like the following week or something else later in time. It's just... And then if we take little... My guides need to advance it. That's funny. They need to get on it. That's what my guides need to really speed it up. They need to fast forward. But the funny thing is that I don't know. Like so my friend Sam once said that there was a way spiritually to speed things up, but you really didn't want to do that. There is a way. It has to do with Mars energy. And, masters, the, spiritual masters can speed things up. But you really don't want to do that because sometimes we're really not ready for it. We think we are, or we think we want it, or we think we want it right now, immediately. It's like that thing where it's like if somebody, okay, like if this is a great example. If your Mr. or Mrs. Right walked up to your door right now, would you be ready? Would you say yes? Would you marry them? Would you? Most people are like, no, 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 no. My house is a mess. I'm not wearing my makeup. I'm still in my pajamas. Wait. That's the problem with time, is that it's the same thing. Like, we think we're ready. We think we need it now. We think we absolutely have to have it now at this moment. And maybe we do. Maybe that is true. We absolutely do. We need it now. We need to have the things we need now. We want some level of instant gratification, and we're hungry right now. We're hungry at this moment. We want a relationship. We want whatever it is we want. Maybe we want a new job and we want it right now. But there's other things that can happen in the timeline that we're learning from, or that we're wanting to learn from anyways. And the cool example of this is that since I, left my full-time job, I started to make things. I started to forage more and go outside more and gather all this wood from the trees, and so I started to sell like kindling sets and smudge sticks and that I made for my garden. I started to get really creative making these bath soaks and face scrubs. And then I just was like, why didn't I do that before? Had I, let's just say, jumped into a new job then, I would not have done that. And I'm really glad that I did get a chance to kind of get into my creativity, because, a lot of people really enjoy those things. And I enjoyed making them. And so there's something to be said about maybe the timing thing. Although I say that, but I will still yell at my guides. I will still tell my guides to get their shit together. I will still do it. Okay, I want to pull another life path for you guys. We've got 8 people here. Welcome to the new people who are in the chat, watching me pull and read live for you guys. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay on here, maybe just a little while, but I appreciate all the love and support. For those of you who want to donate, you can send money through PayPal, paypal.me/OracleDaphne. And, I am doing readings live over on Instagram. The link is on my website, oracledaphne.com. I also do Venmo. It's Oracle Daphne on Venmo. I also do Cash App. If you want to get private readings, I'd love to read for you guys. I miss all of my old clients, honestly. Like, I miss them so much. I was doing so many readings, and it was good that I didn't, that I took like a break. And it's good that for this period of time, I wasn't maybe reading so much. I don't think I could have been reading so much even during the time where I was working full time. But at this time, I have more room in my schedule. I hope to get a full-time job, but until then, I would love to book more clients. Okay, the cool path that I just got, that I just pulled, is the Bluebird Path. It says the Bluebird at the top. And so I know Miranda Lambert has a song, with the Bluebird. But the Bluebird has always been kind of an archetype for me personally, like a sign or symbol for me personally, for a really long time. Way, way, way back to childhood. We used to have these bluebirds that would nest in my parents' backyard. Oh, thanks, Sapphire Song. I appreciate that so much. And yeah, they used to nest in my parents' backyard, and my parents always said that they were very special. Those bluebirds were always very, very special. And I remember finding their little nests and their little eggs, and like as a kid. And then over time, the bluebird, whenever I saw like a bluebird, it kind of meant like it was more hopeful. And I know that there's some like astrologers and some people that are super realistic and like totally believe that this is all a matrix and a simulation, and I do too, that don't actually believe in hope. But the thing about it is that I think hope gives us something to look forward to. And there's been certain, obviously, there's many quotes about hope. There's many leaders that talk about hope. There's many religions that talk about hope. But I think that for now, at this time, it's important that whatever you want to call it, whether it's hope or whether it's faith or whether it's something else, that we have something to look forward to, that there's a sign or there's a symbol, that there are things to look forward to, that it's not just like over, you know? Even though I do feel like yeah, it's a little bluebird. Um, Even though I do feel like at this time that there is a lot of endings. There's a lot of things that are ending. There's a lot of change that's really upon everybody. And there's a lot of things that we're going to have to face. But I do think that this path is about hope in some way. It's about music. It's about love. It's about feeling good. It's about kind of like an uplifting vibe. It's about recovering after a long time of hardship or ill health or being heartbroken. So it's interesting. I mentioned this thing about I think maybe I didn't. I don't know. I saw this thing about heartbreak earlier. You've got the Three of Swords here. So there's some elements of heartbreak for some of you that's watching. You know, some elements of loss. Or just feeling down. You know, down about life, down about things. And it's important to feel like a revitalization. And I have these, I'll show you. I have these tree branches that I've been soaking in water, and they're leafing out, and I actually didn't think that this was possible. Okay, so like I went foraging the other day, and I was like, I saw these trees that had all these like very fuzzy buds, and I was like, maybe I should, make some smudge sticks out of them or add them to my kindling set. And then I was like, but wait, maybe if I put them in water, they'll leaf out. And they did. Absolutely did. But the weird thing is that they leafed out the morning. Okay, so I had a really bad night and the other night, and I saw the portal, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna die. And I actually reached out to some people, and I was like, I think I'm gonna die tonight in my sleep. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And then the following morning, the buds had started to leaf out. Like there was this green. And I was like, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign of like revitalization and like kind of like a bouncing back of some kind, So, there's a timing thing. Again, the timing thing about maybe bouncing back or feeling low and then feeling like maybe more like yourself, more like, yeah. Okay, so there is a talk about music. Okay, so there's a funny White Heart song. No, is it White Snake? White Heart. Oh no. Okay, I think it's White Snake. It's an 80s song. And it goes, here I go again on my own. That's like the line. Here I go again on my own. And down this lonely road I've never known. And it doesn't really, the music part of the video, like the video is like so 80s, it's out of control. And I heard it on the radio when I lived in Omaha after I had like, I don't know. I don't know if I had just broken up with someone or if I had felt just like, it was the day where I started to feel like more like myself again. And I heard that song on the radio. I was like, yes, this is my song. Where has this been? It's kind of like my rebound mantra, So if you guys need like a rebound mantra, that's the song you need to listen to. It's annoying. You're going to have to skip ahead to when the music actually starts in that video. But someone's got to know what song I'm talking about. I think it's White Snake. White Snake from the 80s. But okay, so yes, this path is about, to me, it's like about hope and bouncing back and not taking things for granted and connecting through other, with others and being a light for other people. To me, this is about being a light. And therapy at this time is going to be very helpful. Anybody who's on this path is, or maybe who's just joined the chat, any kind of therapy at this time, physical exercise, aerobic exercise, running, all this stuff is going to be very helpful. Anybody who's like binge watching TV, this is where it needs to stop. Like it's not talk about going back to what I said earlier earlier on today, where I said that there is this energy at people's houses, this low vibration, this like stuckness, this like control, this I don't know. I didn't like that energy, and to me that Bluebird Path is really about saying, okay, what kind of energy do I want in my life, and cleaning it up. And it's like that whole springtime energy. Let's see what else. Not really getting too much else here, guys. I'm not really seeing too much else that I can really say here today. Oh, okay. This is okay. So this is the last thing I'm going to say. There's this something about the inner child and love, finally being able to love yourself, and which helps you. It means that you're able to believe that other people love you. And again, this is very healing. It's going to be very healing for some people to hear this. So this is really about, yes, it's believing that other people love you. Like believing that you're deserving of love. Believing that, in some way, believing that you're capable of having a healthy relationship, or capable of having, meeting someone new, or capable of having a career or a job that you like. Oh, thanks so much, Sapphire Sun. I appreciate it. But it's very important that everybody understand that it's like in order for you to be in a healthy relationship, you have to believe that other people love you. You have to believe it. Like, and this can happen. Okay, so I think, and I was thinking about this recently. I think that what happens is if like we sabotage ourselves in relationships, it's because somehow, some way, we don't actually believe that our partner loves us, or that we don't actually believe that somebody actually loves us. So we go out and do something maybe stupid, or we do go out and do something that's not really authentic to us, or maybe it's not true to ourselves, or it's not true to our heart, or it's just dumb. And it's important that everybody believe that other people love them and that they're lovable. Like people that specifically have a difficult time believing that they're lovable, believing that maybe there's not a lot of love in their life, or believing that other people show up to hurt them, or that believing that love is painful, or believing that love hurts, things like that. These are all things that like are part of our collective consciousness. I think everybody at some level has a hard time believing in love, or that we are lovable. And I'm getting a tingle on this. To me, it's like collective. It's everyone. Like there's a whole thing about the fairy tale, and in some way love is part of that fairy tale. But at the same time, we wouldn't be here if there wasn't love. And it's like that movie, Love Actually. Love Actually is there. People do actually love each other, I think. And maybe we don't love each other as much as we should. Maybe we don't show each other as much love as we should. Maybe we make excuses. Maybe we sabotage. Maybe we say, well, blah, 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 didn't do this or didn't do that. But believing that other people love you releases all karma and any hooks or cords or negative energies. Uh, and anything that you're attracting that would be negative is no longer because you actually are believing that people love you. Yeah. It's pretty cool. To me this is like the best card. I want to leave off there. This has like been a really crazy first live reading on YouTube, which I've never done before. Hopefully I'll do more of these. I want to try to do one for tomorrow. I am going to pop over onto Instagram and maybe do a little recording live there. Maybe take a little break first and then go over there and do that. But yeah, I think I want to leave off there. Thank you guys so much for being amazing, loyal fans and subscribers. If you want to donate, donate. It really helps me out right now. If you want to book a reading, please do. My website's oracledaphne.com. I also have a whole bunch of stuff on Etsy, my Birds Fly Etsy shop. Birds Fly has 2 R's. That I'm trying to sell more kindling sets and my smudge sticks and all my bath soaks and stuff. So and if you see something on there and you're like, okay, I just want one of it, you maybe want to try it, I can put together like a sampler or something. Just let me know. Get creative. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I send you guys big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.